YouTube. This is a video I shared to Patreon a year ago, just like all my other videos on this channel. And the gist is, like, I didn't see this coming. I don't think any business owner with their own website would have saw this coming. So essentially, I have a website where I sell my artworks and I like to get people to go there as opposed to online galleries. And then some criminal somewhere had a bunch of stolen credit card details and started running them through my website. So if the person whose details were stolen worked successfully, they would have thought that I'm scamming them. So that's this video.
So I just sat down to paint and then I got like an email saying failed to order. Let me just pause this. Let's see, and then the next email said out of stock. I'm like, it can't be out of stock if there was a failed order. They must have purchased it and the email went to a different part of my inbox. Okay, so product out of stock, failed order, and I think they must have failed it on purpose because that's not a... You know what? I don't even know if that's a real address. Okay, let me check my website. Where are my orders? Processing? Processing? Why is it on processing for so long? Order changed from failed to processing. Oh, that's why it told me it's out of stock. Okay, excellent. That must be a real address. Okay, only two sus things. Lol, it declined quite a few times and then... Is that even an address? Let's just look up Land O'Lakes, Florida. This is why this is so sus. Land O'Lakes. Okay, it's an actual place. Okay, so I figured out what's going on. This is their name because it matches the email. I don't know if that's a real number. That's an actual state. That's an actual place in Florida, but this is most likely not an actual street address. So I'm gonna have to contact them and see what the fuck's going on. Okay, so this is the sus thing. Obviously, I'll cover that. Every single card number is different. Every single card number is different until... Do you think they're scamming someone? Okay, so Braintree is the people I'm with who collect my payments, and I'm just gonna get them to check this out just because it looks really sus. I have a feeling someone stole a bunch of credit card details and they're just seeing what the fuck they can get away with, so... Sent. Good thing is that I noticed like my sales comes in waves, so I'm expecting quite a few sales soon since this is like, you know, see it arcing up. Okay, let's see if this changed from processing. The fact that it's processed and approved doesn't mean that someone didn't steal someone's card details. It looks the same as before. I don't trust it. I don't trust it because the amount of different cards they used. And there's no street address. Good morning. I just got like a fuckload more like declined cards and then a successful one, and it's fucking up my shop just a little bit. Like, obviously they're fake. My assumption is that someone out there got a handle of like a bunch of credit card details and they're testing it on my website, but I'm getting like low stock and like stock out of stock kind of thing. So it's like I have to fix that, and now there's going to be money hitting my account, and then I have to fix that too so that the people who actually own the cards don't think I'm scamming them. And I just kind of don't have time for a dumb activity like this. Like, what the fuck? I don't know, I was gonna wait and see what the company said, but this guy seems to still be doing it, so I think I'm just gonna like refund everything. If it was an actual purchase, then the person would have emailed me and be like, hey, I tried buying this. So I think that's gonna be the fastest way I'm gonna have to deal with this. Okay, computer. Can they not mind their own business? Did he just use the same card twice? Just so everyone knows, I don't have the actual card details for anyone, so it just ends in 9620. Yeah, this guy has found 2 cards that work for him. Alright, I'm just gonna fucking refund it. I don't have time for this shit. Holy shit, this is more intense than I thought. I thought it was just like 10 transactions. It's 41 since last night. This asshole has got a handle of all these credit cards. Okay, so just full amount, refund. It's that easy. Let's refund this one. Refund. Refund. Okay, let's see my transactions. Okay, my refunds are settling now. I don't have time for this shit today. Maybe I'll have time on Thursday to deal with this, but I think if I could find an IP address, but if this guy's stealing credit cards, he's already on top of that. I don't know how to stop this annoyance. I legit don't have time for this. This guy is still going. This guy is still going. This is so annoying. Can you like fuck off? Okay, no new successful ones, so I don't have to do anything about these. This guy's wasting his time. Why do you waste so much of your life doing this? Are these actual names? Do I have the actual names of people getting scammed? Because your name has to match the card. Fuck, this is actually so annoying and it's a waste of time. So I'm gonna try and put a reCAPTCHA on here. I thought there was a reCAPTCHA, but... Oh god, this is escalating too much. What the I only have security for people trying to brute force log in. I don't have security for people trying to commit fraud on my website. Like, I never thought I'd encounter this. I don't even know what to do. Let's see my checkout experience. I don't like extra plugins, so... Alright, so it's not on the customer's end. Oh, I removed it because I didn't want to piss people off. I may have found a solution, or at least a temporary solution, so I just clicked enable for WooCommerce checkout, which is exactly what I want, and then I clicked this and it took me to my Google reCAPTCHA, which I've set up ages ago, and then here are my keys. I'm just going to pop those in. God damn it, it just... Invalid key type? Oh, okay, if you have this problem, this is what happened. I clicked V2 over here, but I have V3 over here. Okay, so I'm pretty sure V3 is like you don't physically see it, or I vaguely remember something like that. So the error is not coming up anymore. Let's see what happens overnight. Move to trash. There's 1,000. There's 2,000 failed orders. What a waste of time. Out of all those 2,000 transactions, it looks like there's still only the 2 successful ones. It actually went up to 2,300. How annoying. I don't have time for this shit. I'm in the middle of an editing project. I don't have time to delete all those 2,000 failed orders, but there's a little trick. WooCommerce, settings, and privacy. Retained failed orders. So if I come back in tomorrow into my orders, they should all be empty. Yep, I remember why I took off the reCAPTCHA. Can't log into my own website with it. Just woke up and checked my emails, and normally I'd start my day in a few hours, but like this is urgent, and they're like, we've shut down your payment gateway. Fuck you. Okay, so they said they've flagged my account because of all these transactions. I have to follow these steps to recover the payment system. So this means that no one can actually buy from me until I resolve this. Okay, so this is, as long as I follow the instructions, this shouldn't be a panic. Oh, well, they already knew I had to put a reCAPTCHA, and I'm like, well, I'm already on top of this. If you responded instantly, then I would have... Anyway, I figured it out on my own. That's fine. Okay, I thought I was going to start my day early because it's the final day of editing, but now I had to write an email. I think I've addressed everything quite clearly and asked a question which will hopefully action them to restore my website functions. I just received the damn money. I thought I clicked refund. I don't have time for this. God damn it, I can't even go and click and make sure that they've reversed because I don't have access anymore. I swear to God, this is such a fucking waste of time. If people just like were raised to mind their own business, that'd be excellent. Cameron, can you please treat this as urgent? I really feel very uncomfortable having other people's money in my account, especially when I'm a bit poor. Like, I'm expecting bills to come out of that account, and then if they come out and then I budget wrong, I don't want to budget wrong on this because some scammer decided to scam some cards. Cameron hasn't responded yet, but the payment got deducted from my account. Good. It turns out that if you receive a payment and then you refund it, it's treated as two separate transactions. One doesn't stop the other. Braintree is not being helpful at all. So I responded, as you guys saw, and I addressed all the points and I did like a call to action, you know, like restore my account. It's been a few days and instead they send an email saying, hey, we're gonna close this case. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you left me suspended at the moment. Like, I would like to have my website running. So, I'm just gonna like nag them a little bit. They're telling me to do things. Like, I don't know where this email was. I entirely missed it the first time. They want me to buy a premium fraud management tool, but I've already solved the problem with the captcha. So if you could just reinstall my account. Saying that I need to reply to not close this case, but it's like, hey, I did fucking reply. And like, can you seriously not close my account? Okay, so I did do what they asked me to do, and then I provided them with the information that they asked for, just Cameron's not fucking replying. So I'm kind of thinking like, what am I doing next? And I'm kind of like, okay, I know these other things that I can do to accept payments. And I'm kind of like, all right, well, if you're not going to do your job, I know where I'm going to go. Okay, I've just fixed up my stock levels, I think. I tend to empty my emails straight away, which is why I've got nothing in here, but like, most of these are still from Braintree because I kicked up such a fuss when they fucked up my account a little bit. I don't think I need to reply to any of these. So I got an email that says, we've restored your account, yes, everything is fine. So I guess that's the end of that chapter, but I've learnt my lesson. Because I'm rebuilding my website at the moment, I've learnt that I need to have a reCAPTCHA. I have to have a reCAPTCHA in my new website. There's no way I'm gonna skip past that and deal with this shit again. So I guess I wouldn't have learnt that otherwise. This is the kind of thing that people like think that I'm not actually working, but actually I'm just dealing with a lot of bullshit behind the scenes. Alright, Leah responded this time and my account is active and processing payments as normal. They want my feedback. You guys know I had a terrible experience and it's like the engineer that assisted you. I had like 5. Oh, Mariana. Oh, she was fine. But I want to give the business as a whole a review because that was stressful as fuck. Well, it looks like this shit isn't over yet. So I opened my bank account this morning to do my daily admin and it says minus $282. And it's a fee, and I was like, what the fuck is this fucking fee? So I'm guessing, because no one's been able to give me any answers so far, that I probably got charged like a few cents for every single transaction that dickhead ran through my website. And I'm like, well, like, is there no credit card fraud that covers this? So I rang my bank and they're like, we don't know what this fee is. And I was like, what the fuck, just reverse it because I can't be a negative. I'm not a negative bank account kind of person. And they're like, it will just bounce back and then we'll reverse whatever fees we add on top because they're gonna add extra fees for each time. All the fees. I tried contacting Braintree and they're just so annoying that they don't take phone calls anymore because like, this is a phone call kind of fucking problem. And then I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna ring NAB because Braintree is with NAB. And they're like, well, we don't know what this fee is. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, don't fuck with my bank account like this, dude, with all these cards. What the fuck? I just got another failed order. Oh, for fuck's sake, this fucking asshole. This fucking asshole is making me broke. Okay, only 2 orders. Only 2 orders today. I don't know what to do. Maybe... Oh, there's an IP address. Oh my god, there's an IP... Okay, I can block his IP address. And I think I'm gonna put like an extra question there that they have to manually enter. No, the IP address is different. Look at this. I think I have a temporary idea. Alright, this is how I'm gonna solve this problem just for now. You have to have an account to order now. I'm kind of thinking that because they only managed to get 2 in, that the captcha solved things. Maybe they were doing it manually and that's why they didn't go further. This whole thing has become like a game of chess now and I
I don't have time for this shit, but okay. So the money gets deducted from my account because I only ever keep $60 in there for bills, specific bills. It goes into debit, and then I get a fee from my bank for going into debit. Which I've been begging my bank every single time, like, please don't give me this extra fee. Like, I'm trying to contact Braintree, and I've contacted them 5 times now, and they're not responding, and I'm kind of like, fuck you. Okay, so it's gone to debit a couple times. The last time it went into debit, when they took the money again before it bounced back again, someone paid me because that's the account that I get paid into. So they paid me money that they owed me, but because it was already so far in debit, it just pushed the debit up a little bit, and I didn't get to enjoy the money that I got paid. It's still debit. And then the money bounced back, and I'm like, okay, so I'm about to get paid for a shitload of artworks, like 14, 15 artworks. My sales comes in waves, so I'm expecting quite a few sales soon, since and that's going to be a lot of money, and it's going to go in there. So I have to make sure that that money is not in there the next time that they try and take the fee from me, because I'm thinking like, all right, if we're going to play this fucking game, I'm going to have the money on my side, as in you're going to try and take the money from me, it's going to bounce back every time, not the situation where they get to take the money from me and I have to somehow contact Braintree to get the money back. What the fuck? I just opened this email. I'm pretty sure it's telling me they're not gonna fucking give me money back, so I'm gonna tell them to suck. Okay, I had to be diplomatic. Everyone I've told about this incident finds it incredibly unfair. If you could actually provide some service here and waive the fee. And then I've attached a screenshot of the last person. I'm just gonna block them from taking money from my account in the meantime. I'm now looking at different payment gateways from our website. I think he did reply. He said he's gonna escalate it. Went back to Braintree to like figure out what I am paying, and I'm paying where is it, 1.75 plus 30 cents per transaction, and they're like, fraud protection. Decision made. I'm going with Stripe. One of my clients is with Stripe, and I always get emails of them. I don't know why I get CC'd into them, but they're like always checking up on how my client's doing, so I like that service. It seems like the fees are exactly the same as the last company, so I'm just gonna sign up. Alright, I've been clicking buttons for the past few hours. I don't know, it's been a total waste of time. This entire thing has been a total waste of time. But I've got a plan to get myself out of this and just wrap this up. So I've sent my bank instructions to stop the direct debit so that they can't take money from me. Meanwhile, they've escalated the case, but there's been such shitty service. I don't expect anything to happen. So like, whatever. And meanwhile, I've started a new account with Stripe, and I just have to figure out how to set it up on my website. And I also just need to make sure that no one pays me right before they try and deduct the money again. Because right now, as long as it keeps bouncing back, I'm in control. This is so annoying. Guys, this is progressing really fast, somewhere positive. So there is a person that reached out to me, book a thing, so I did, and now they have these questions, and I'm answering the questions, and my final question, they're like, do you have any questions? I'm like, yes. And then I told them about the brute force attack, and I was like, how would you have handled this situation? Because I want to know if I'm going to get screwed over with them. Either way, I'm going with them. This afternoon I had a phone meeting with Stripe, and things are starting to look quite positive, and it's kind of aligning with Mercury retrograde, which is interesting. Anyway, so I asked them the hard-hitting questions, and I asked them, what would you have done in the situation that I was in? And that was way too vague, and also whenever I said you, the guy kept thinking that I was talking about him specifically, not Stripe. So I broke it down and I was like, how can I contact you if something goes wrong? And he was like, well, we have a contact page and there's 3 forms of support and 2 of them are instant. And I was like, fuck yeah, instant, where I'm not ignored. Like, I feel like Braintree is just never gonna get back to me. And then I asked them about fees, and I was like, what are your fees about transactions that are failed? And they're like, no, we don't charge for failed transactions. I'm like, fuck yeah, someone can brute force attack my website as much as they want. And then I asked about brute force attacks, and they were like, yes, that's the main reason people come to us. So they developed this software called Radar, and it checks about, like, it's got these checks, and if you seem like a robot or if it seems sus, they're like, no, we're not gonna let this go through. So they were like, it doesn't really happen. And I was like, fuck yeah, okay. So then on the phone, I was like, let's set this up. And it was a really, really productive half an hour, and I set it up, and soon I'm gonna test it out in test mode.
This is successful. I did a sandbox mode and it's processing and it was successful. The only thing is my reCAPTCHA blocked it from working. And then I was like, oh, okay, I need PayPal for like the people who are weary. And I couldn't figure out how to sandbox that, so I made an actual transaction. And this works. I sent myself $1 and it totally worked. Cool. Before I wrap this up, I just want to make sure. So I did a test on PayPal. I'm just going to do a card test now. Excellent. Everything works perfectly, and that is with the reCAPTCHA on. See? It looks like that's all solved. I've just got to like keep dodging the payment from Braintree for a little while until like I'm confirmed that it's been blocked. So that's the end of this, and I feel like I learned something that I didn't know that I need to learn, and this is a great experience. It was a shitty experience, but it's great to know before I build my website from scratch. That was instant. That was literally instant. This is amazing. I'm happy with this change. Braintree responded this morning, and I'm kind of like, what the fuck? It's been like a month. Like, I've moved on. Like, they must think that I have nothing going on in my life. Oh, they saw that I blocked them. That's why they care. Well, now they care. That's a bit of a fuck off. Like, fuck around. Like, get lost. Okay, so this second email says, as a courtesy. Oh, well, thank you. They've opened a thing, and I just don't care anymore. I've moved on with my life. I wrote out my response, and I was like, yes, you did take a long time to reply, and in that time, I've been running a business, and I switched. But I'm thinking it's probably not a good idea to respond at all. I should just delete the emails, because if she's opening a case now to see if she can remove the debt, it would just be better in terms of like things if they decide on their own that I don't owe the money, and then what the fuck? Like, why? Don't you have clients with businesses? I feel like that's the whole structure going on here. Yes, I do have a negative balance. Delete. This morning, Braintree refunded me the money. It seems I've successfully evolved from scammy to scammer. And I'm so glad you stuck around. Thank you so much. Click like if you like the video, like you must have. Yeah, I was thinking this morning, I was like, when was that? And that was the start of my Saturn return. And I'll tell you now, the business behind the scenes artist drama does not stop there. Like things just get fucking turbulent. Yeah, so that guy actually never went away. He can't run credit cards through my website anymore because of Stripe. Stripe's amazing. But I think he's tried like every few days I get like, I don't know, like 15 new, he's doing it manually, like 15 new fake accounts on my website. So I just delete them. I'm about to update my website to have a coded website as opposed to WordPress. So I'm kind of like, I think I can code it to make him just entirely go away, but yeah. Oh, by the way, the link to my website, if you feel like checking out my art, is there. If you want to see my Patreon, that's there. Just a bunch of links down below. Check them out. Oh, here's an example. So now, this isn't a real person, which is why I'm not going to respond. Artwork request. I think a lot of people who follow me would know that I don't do commissions, but you know, given benefit of the doubt, I love impressionist feel, but my artworks aren't impressionist at all in one sense. From the artwork display, and I just don't understand what you're talking about there. But you could be like, oh, well, maybe they don't speak English that well. But then what artwork display is heartwarming? I would like to add that to my collection. So they're talking about a specific, why wouldn't you use the name? I hope to get a capital R response from you. Oh, it's definitely a scam. I don't get emails for all of them. I get emails for some of them. I think just when there's a lot going on. And then I go into my website and I see that there's a lot. So you read new user registration, and then they got blocked, and then they got locked out from signing in. It's just very frequent. So, wait for the website update.